it's overwhelming for folks, which takes me to the part of the show that I often talk to people about, which is what does therapy mean to you? Because you said, there was this moment, right? This pivotal moment, but you don't know exactly what it was.
I don't know what it was.
Have you had or have you utilized therapy in any way?
Yes. I am in therapy now. Therapy is maintenance. Yes. I think, it might have been my therapist that told me I can't do it by myself.
Shout out to your therapist.
Shout out to my therapist.
It's not me, y'all. I didn't do it.
Oh, you know what?
No, what didn't the funny story? I showed up on a list. Remember you told me you was looking for a therapist?
Right.
And you were like, yeah, I know her. I can't go see her.
I can't go see her.
But she was like, I was proud though to see you.
I was so proud. But you know what? I have the best siblings in the world, right? And that I think I have the best siblings in the world. And I hang out with my siblings heavy. Okay, you don't see one without the other. Like when I tell you we hang. And I remember my therapist was like, do you have friends? And I was like, yeah, I got friends. Right? And I was just like, but I was dependent so much on my siblings. Like I just had this bubble. It was my siblings, me, and like I felt like I didn't need anyone else. Right? So they were my community too. And then we have to live our own lives. And I was holding them to an expectation that was unrealistic. And I had to start doing things without them. So there was like a codependency thing going on there or something like that, probably on my part. And I remember someone asking me, was I scared to have friends? And like, I never looked at myself as not having friends. Like you and I have been friends for years, right?
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, I think it was therapy. It was in therapy that I had to recognize that I had to get out and, build different relationships.
Wow.
Yes.
So interesting, right? Because shout out to my siblings. I'm the oldest of 6. And, me and my sisters, we rock heavy, from our talks and that we have. And, I was out with my sister today and often I was like, listen, I don't really need friends. I got my sisters. And there's some truth to having your siblings are your first friends. But today in the talk that I gave, we talked about how do you define friendship, right? And I think there's levels to friendships. I think, when you're younger and you're in school, everybody's your friend. I remember my mother telling me, everybody ain't your friend. But for the most part, when you're little, right, all your classmates are like your little friends, right? And then you start to understand difference. You start to understand, everybody ain't your friend and everybody ain't for you and all these different things. So I think having friendships, connection, and community as an adult is different. And I think it's because we're not starting from scratch. Right. We're starting from experience. We have fears. We have trust issues, disappointments. We just have a lot of stuff that's sort of gone on that can make us be leery of being vulnerable and connecting with other people.
But it's necessary.
It is, I think. And so what we talked about today is like take off the ship, right? Because I think when we start saying friendship and relationship, it can seem heavy. Instead, just look at it as from connection, right? Like, even if it's just that you go out with somebody casually for a cocktail, you don't have to be best of friends. You don't even necessarily got to hang out with them all the time, but it's like having a really good adult conversation that is got laughter in it. It don't have to go no further than that. And when you start going out and connecting, you start realizing that some things are for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. It don't always have to be a ship.
Right.
It can just be a connection.
Right.
What you think about that?
I mean, I think it's true. But I also think that like when you build these connections, you have to maintain them, right?
But that's what makes it more like a relationship though, right?
Right. Well,
because if it's just a connection, I meet you with today and we hang out and there's like not this heavy expectation that we got to do it again. It's just a connection.
But is that really a connection though?
Yeah, I think you can have a connection that's just for the moment. Like when you travel and you go on trips, right? You might meet people while you're there that you never talk to again. And that connection was great for that moment. It don't have to be a relationship though.
I suppose.
It's something to consider or just think about though, right?
It's something to consider, right?
But if you allowed yourself to just experience life, connections, and just live, wouldn't it just be less pressure to make everything have to be maintained?
I don't think that